Welcome back to Ketorific Journey with Mike. I'm Mike, Reformed Fat Man. Well, there's a hashtag collaboration. Bunch of people are doing. Anybody can enter. Doesn't matter. It's called "Don't Let Your Meat Loaf," and I'm gonna make a meatloaf. Not just any meatloaf. This is gonna be done in the air fryer, and it's gonna be a taco meatloaf. So stick around, see how I make it. So I have a pound of ground beef. I have a pound of pork, ground pork. So it's not sausage, it's ground pork, hasn't been seasoned. And it's in one of these pots. Now, here's how I have discovered is the best way to open one of these pots. Just put some little eggs. Right in there like that. And then you don't have to worry about it. It comes right out. You got very little meat you got to pull out of there then. So that's what I have discovered is the easiest way to open it. It takes less time and much more efficient if you ask me. So now I'm going to open the sausage or the ground beef. Get in the bowl. Okay, here we go. So that's 2 pounds of meat. That we are adding in. See, this is what would have been left with the other one. I haven't figured a better way of doing this one. And I don't like wasting meat. I don't like wasting anything. So, there we got that. Now I have a cup of pork rinds. They're ground up. I ground them up myself. You can see they're finely ground. You want to make sure you don't have any chunks in it. If you got chunks in it, it's going to end up with your pork rind being kind of mushy, gummy. And a gummy pork rind is a bad pork rind. It may turn you off of pork rinds forever and ever and ever. Right here, I have 2 eggs that I have beaten. You're saying, that ain't eggs. Well, I've added to it. It's got eggs. It's got taco seasoning that I made. Do it to taste. What you do it. I'll try to do a video on my taco seasoning. And then it's got salsa and it's got ketchup added to it. And that's your liquid. And it totals out to about a cup, maybe a little more. But I mixed it all together like that because that way it gets better incorporated. The taco seasoning gets better incorporated. Now I'm going to mix together. And I'll bring you back once it's mixed together and ready to put it in and make it a mold. Well, do you have trouble with your parchment paper doing this? Rolling back up. Well, here's the solution. Just wad it up. Sorry for the crinkle sound. And if you got a background noise, that's the air conditioner here in the kitchen. We have a window unit in here because it gets hot. This is Georgia. Hot is synonymous with summer. See how it stays? Perfect. No issues. So now we're going to take, let me get a rubber stick. I'm going to get a rubber stick and we're going to put it on the parchment paper on here, just like that. I'm going to get all that meat out. Don't want to leave any of it behind if I can avoid it. Now we just form into a loaf. Make it firm and born. I'm going to try and make it do this because I'm going to use the parchment paper to lift it out later. Even out the sides. And I know you're saying you ain't got on gloves. It's just me and my wife, and she don't mind. So, and I wash my hands really good. Soap, water, and did it twice. There we go. I think that'll do it right there. Let me tuck that in some and see if it's going to fit the air fryer. I'll come back and let y'all see that. Okay, she's all set to go into the air fryer, and I'll show you how she's going to fit. She fits perfect in there. When it's done, I'll be able to do this and just bring it right out. Now, I'm not ready to cook it yet, so I will be doing that in a little bit, but right now I'm going to put it back in the refrigerator and let it set. So there's a weak spot. I don't want a weak spot. And I'm going to let it set in the refrigerator so that it'll become firmer and it'll be more likely to hold together. So once it's time to put it in the air fryer, I'll come back and show you that. So I have my air fryer preheating, and I'm going to cook this at 390 for 40 minutes. And I'm going to check it to see how done it is. Cook it a little longer if necessary. Time to add the food now. So add the food in. Food's in there. And she's cooking. And we'll come back when it's ready, when the 40 minutes is up, and I will check the temp and see how it is. And then I'll also add a topping on top, and I'll show you what that'll be. So stick around and you'll see how it goes. And the topping is some shredded cheddar cheese. I mean, what is a taco without some cheese on it? And we are making a taco meatloaf, so let's put some cheese on it. And then we're going to put it back in and let it get good and melted on it. I know you could put a glaze on here, and I thought about doing a glaze of more of the salsa, but I decided the cheese would be more appropriate because we don't have any cheese in it, and that's what a taco has, is cheese. So let's stick her back into the air fryer. We're going to set our time for 5 minutes, and we're going to keep the same temp. And we are good to go. And when it's done, I'll bring you back. There's the finished product. I want to thank my buddy Tom over at Thomas Garvey, Keto Cooking for Diabetes. He told me to put a piece of tinfoil under it to help get it out because the parchment paper might tear. That was some smart advice. And I thank you for that, Thomas. You're the man. If y'all haven't checked out his channel, go over there and look at it. It's great. He does some great cooking. The man's got some knowledge in cooking. So, there's our finished product. We're going to plate it with some cauliflower mash and a salad. And I'll bring you back when we do a taste test. Okay, the beautiful and lovely Miss Page has decided that she would be willing to do a taste test for us. So that's the meatloaf there. It's Tuesday, so it's Taco Tuesday. So it is a taco meatloaf.
Delicious. Very good.
Thank you. I'm
Good
glad
job.
you like it. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I want to say thank you to my buddy Thomas Garvey over at Thomas Garvey Keto Cooking for Diabetes. He suggested I put the tinfoil underneath the parchment paper, and he was so right. It was much easier to pull out than just using the parchment paper. Thank you, Thomas. You are a genius. If you hadn't checked out his channel, go to it. So this is Mike at Ketorific Journey saying thank you. Hope you'll come back in and watch some more. Hope you'll hit the like and subscribe and hit that little bell for the icon. It doesn't cost you a dime to do it. And you'll get notified, and it doesn't cost you a dime to subscribe. So until next time, let's be careful out there.